Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Dan here, Ultimate Boston Red Sox Collector page on Facebook and YouTube videos. So excited about today's video. I'm going to start off with today's video with a short mail day. I actually got 2 items in the mail today, and I had a little bit of an impromptu trip to a new place that my wife and I heard about. It's a local organization that opened up a small little thrift store over in Auburn, town next door, and they were advertising on Facebook last night, and they put some pictures of some of the items that they have, and they said in the blurb, they said even some items for the Red Sox fan. So of course, seeing that, my wife actually pointed it out to me. I'm surprised because she gave me a little bit of a hard time about my big purchase that I made this morning that I'm going to reveal shortly. But she's the one who suggested it, and we made a trip over there and found a couple cool things for my collection. So always cool when you can pick up 2 new items for $2 from a thrift store for your collection. I don't get to them often enough. We don't have a lot of them in town here, but more and more of them are popping up now, and I definitely want to keep checking those out. My work schedule makes it a little difficult for me to get into those places because when I get out of work, I just want to come home. I don't often want to go out and shop, especially in the days of COVID with wearing masks, and not a big mask fan. It's not that I don't believe in them. I just find them extremely uncomfortable, especially in the summer. Maybe in the wintertime, fall, when the weather cools off, it'll be a little bit more comfortable, but I'm very uncomfortable in them. It messes up my vision. I have beady little eyes as it is, and I have a hard time seeing out of the corners of my eyes as it is, so that when I have a mask coming up over my nose, just under my eyes, it makes my peripheral vision a little sketchy. So that's all for that. So I'm going to start out with today's mail day. A couple cool items in the mail today. This is something I've never... Sorry about that. I had this kind of underneath my computer. It shook me a little bit there. Something I probably knew existed but never actually saw. And of course, with my magazine video that I did last week, I realized if I would have seen this, I would have realized I didn't have it anyway. Because I can tell pretty much by a cover if I have the magazine or not, which is pretty scary considering I have over 720 different magazines. But this is the 1995 Red Sox postseason media guide. I love this cover. It shows Jose Canseco, Mo Vaughn, Mike Greenwell, and John Valentin. They're 4 stars, 4 hitting stars anyway of that year. Very nice condition, probably around. Excuse me. Sorry, that was unscripted. Roughly 100 cards and 100 pages. And there's actually a little insert at the end with corrections of the media guide, which is kind of cool that they find all these errors in there and then give you a sheet to correct them. So that's really cool. I haven't actually skimmed through it yet. A lot of times I will skim through, make sure there's no autographs in it because you never know. Could have been an ambitious fan that bought this before the game and picked up a couple autographs in it, and nobody bothered to look through it. So I will take a look for that later for sure. So I got this for around $5 plus $3 or $3.50 for shipping, and very cool because I'd never seen it. So I'm happy to add that to my postseason media guide collection. And then my next item is just in time for opening day, a new autographed baseball. If you watched any of my past few videos, you saw my new baseball set up in the other room, which is really cool. I'm glad to have those all together now, and I should be able to keep them together for probably a few years anyway while I fill up the remainder of that case. But a new addition today, and it's a new addition to my manager collection, and it's just in time for opening day to celebrate the 2020 Red Sox interim but still manager, Mr. Ron Renicky. I tried picking this up after he was named interim manager, and of course, people that had one were trying to sell them for $30, $40, $50 a pop, and I'm like, no thank you, not worth anywhere near that. This one I got for $7. It was it was an auction style. I got it for just over $7 and $3 or $3.50 for shipping. So very cool, nice clean signature. The ball is in perfect condition. It's an official Major League ball that will go into a ball cube and into my case and onto my spreadsheet. Now, speaking of spreadsheets, I have good news on that front too. As you watched my video last week, you heard what I did to my spreadsheets. I deleted them somehow. Well, after I got my zip drive back from the computer place that was of zero help to me and charged me $300. And, you know, I get it. Sometimes you can't fix things, but I thought I got ripped off for the price, for the time they spent and accomplished nothing. But anyway, I did some digging. When I got my zip drive back, I plugged it in and I went back. Apparently my zip drive was either read protected or write protected, which I would think that a computer place that specializes in repairing computers would have noticed this with my zip drive, because I truly believe this had something to do with why my files got lost. So I went back in, did some research on it, figured out how to unprotect it, basically, which was a very simple process. Took me 5 minutes once I found the right instruction. I did that. I went back in, I reinstalled the initial program that I used to try to retrieve the files, and I was able to retrieve 99 files. Now, they were all numbered between 0, 1, and 99. They had all different, they had not my original titles, so I had to skim back through and look through all of them, and I still haven't finished yet. I found my magazine file in there. It was literally the second one that I opened, and it had my most recent update with my 1990 The Show magazine with Dwight Evans on the cover that I featured in a video last week. And they were all there. And data was not corrupted. So I was thrilled, but at the same time that made me really want to call that company and say, hey, why couldn't you do this? Why couldn't you figure this out? You charged me $300 and you couldn't figure it out. So I'm over it now. I'm bummed that I essentially spent $300, got nothing out of it, and then found them on my own afterwards, through my own work. It wasn't by accident. I did some research and downloaded some programs and did my homework, and I found them. So I'm thrilled. Don't get me wrong. I'm thrilled that I found them. I'm still praying that my most updated card spreadsheet is going to be found. However, I have great news on that front, too. I did about a month and a half ago email that file to my work email address, and I found it. And it is probably short the last maybe 100 or so cards that I've purchased, which a lot of them I still have sitting on my table here, and a lot of them were a Sport Lots order, 2 Sport Lot orders that I got, and I think I still have the invoices. If I don't, I can go back onto the Sport Lots site and get them and then add them. So I'm psyched about that. But again, I found those through my own work. The one that I emailed to my work, obviously the computer company's not going to have any way to find that or do anything about that. So, but the magazine one, that was one of the 2. Those were the 2 files that I was like, please find these files. So needless to say, I will never use that company again. I will go elsewhere. So, but I found them, so I'm happy. And now onto my 2 thrift store finds that I found today. Nothing's fantastic. It's glassware, but it's still cool. First one is a Cooperstown collection. It's like a 16-ounce pint glass with just Boston. I love this logo. I love the Boston in the navy blue. It's Cooperstown collection. Looks like it's 2009. It doesn't really matter what the year is. It's not worth anything, but it's Red Sox, and I love glassware. I love it. Other than the fact that it gets dusty if you don't cover it, it's great. So just a nice cup for $1. Can't beat that. And then if you watch my video from a few weeks ago, I got a new stein from the 2004 World Series champion Red Sox, a glass stein. Well, I found this one in the thrift store. It's the exact same logo, same style, but this is the 2007 World Series champion. This was also $1. This is how it came. It didn't have a cover, so it might not have been the same style as the other one. I just moved it in the other room. I don't have it handy to show a side-by-side, but very cool. Both of them were $1, so $2. Can't go wrong there. So those are today's pickups. I'm going to have to use my phone to do my other video with my big acquisition that I drove down to Portsmouth, New Hampshire for. So I'm going to follow this video up with that. So while this one's uploading, I'm going to go do the other video and post it right afterwards because I'm super excited. I'm so happy. I finally have this item. I've been wanting this item for at least 10 years since I've known it existed, and it's just never been one in my price range until now. So super happy about that. So if you're interested in learning more about that, check this video, check the next video out after this one, and I'll do a little showcase on that. I promise I'll make it a lot shorter though, because it's just the one item. All right, thanks everybody for watching. I want to thank everybody. I posted a video last night I hope nobody took that as me being impatient or being frustrated about not getting a lot of new subscribers, because I feel like my quality is better than quantity still. I had said that a while ago. I thought it would be kind of neat if I could maybe push myself for a goal of getting more subscribers, and it's going to take work on my end too, checking out new pages and making more comments and things. So I understand that it's going to work both ways. I'm going to have to put the work into it too. But I had a lot of encouraging comments from the community, a lot of the same people that comment on a lot of my videos, so I appreciate the support, and I'm going to keep plugging. I love making videos. I love doing content. I think I have a lot to offer within the hobby, non-Red Sox things too. So very cool. Again, thanks everybody for your support and your comments, and I really appreciate it. And if you have time, check out my next video. That's going to be my big reveal. All right. Thank you for watching, everybody. Take care.